Yes, I know. You're trying to get more visibility in your business, whether it's through regular traditional marketing or through getting more eyes on your business through social media, Instagram, YouTube, or whatever. You need more visibility. In this episode, I'm going to give you my 3-part strategy for getting visibility on demand for any of my businesses whenever I want to. I'm even going to give you the exact strategy on how I had a post go viral on Instagram after not posting for 6 months. And the most important thing is it got in front of the right people for my business. I got in front of a lot of the right people. So welcome to 185 of Nicole Purvy Classified, where we train and don't chase. All right, so here's the story. I stopped posting on Instagram November of 2020. That's the year that shall not be named. If you've been listening to this podcast, then you know that 2020 is the year that shall not be named. Okay, if you're listening, I held up a 1, 2, 3, the number that comes after that. Okay, last year. That's the year that shall not be named. It was not a fun year for me. And I did a post on November, and then after that, I went completely silent. To Instagram, I went silent. I went silent for a couple of reasons, and I talked about it on this podcast. First of all, I think that organic posting is for the birds. Instagram, Mark Zuckerberg, they have decided like, hey, if you want to do anything meaningful that is not following a silly format for virality, then we're not going to show it. Okay. You're going to have to pay us. And that just really bothered me. Like, come on, I don't work for you. Like, that's one thing that I don't like to do. Nicole Purvy does not do. I don't like to refer myself in the third person, but Nicole Purvy does not do working for someone. And I started feeling like I work for Mark Zuckerberg. I'm working really hard for this organic content, posting really good quality organic content, and I'm not getting rewarded for it. How do I know I'm not getting rewarded? Because you're not getting rewarded either. I go to my page and first thing I see, I might see one person's thing. Then the next thing is an ad. Then the next thing is a celebrity. The next thing is an ad. Then the next thing is, hey, suggested you might want to follow. No, I want to follow the people that I'm following. Show me that first. Then maybe I'll be up for suggestions. And so like that was a big thing. The second reason why I did not post on social media, on Instagram, I should say, because I have been posting on this YouTube channel. The second reason is because I had this eye-opening experience that was sparked by a conversation. Someone made just a point to me, and it wasn't about me. It wasn't about anything. Anybody that I know, they just making a general statement like, hey, everything isn't what you see is not true on social media, right? None of this is real. And so when the person said it, it just made me start thinking. I said, I really wasn't having a lot of fun in business at the time, and also not in my personal life. And I said, let me look at my page to see what I'm giving off. Like, am I giving off, because I know I'm not having fun, am I giving off like, this is not real? And I looked at my page and that's what it felt like. Like it was just all these highlights. Everything looked so perfect. And meanwhile, that's not what was going on in my life. So I decided to make a post and say, listen, yeah, I'm sorry if that's how y'all feel, because I know sometimes people look at other people's pages and it's like, oh, this person is so perfect, and that makes them feel bad about themselves. And I'm like, if you ever looked at my page and felt like that, that's not my intent. My intent is to let you know that this is what it is. It just so happens that I don't like to post when I am not happy. This is not a cry for help. I am actually good. I have people that love me. If we don't talk regularly, you don't have to reach out. But I'm just letting y'all know it ain't peaches and it's not all peachy over here, not peaches and cream. It's not all peachy over here. And so I did that post, but it also made me feel like I wanted to get off because I felt like it was just a place of inauthenticity. Throughout that time, I had a huge awakening. One of them being like the people that make the money that I'm currently on the journey to making right now, they don't even get on Instagram. So like, why am I here? What am I doing? Why am I pouring my heart and soul and making this a part of my business plan? This is dumb. So I got off, and it was a great experience. It still is great. Like, I'm just so grateful that I got off. There's so many other reasons why I'm off too. Conspiracy theory stuff that we don't have time to get to on this episode, because I know you want visibility in your business, and we're going to get to the 3 steps. I didn't post I did make a couple posts. I got a brand deal with Lyft, which was weird. Like, Lyft reached out to me, paid me some good money to make a post. I made the post. I did that in like maybe February. Then a good friend, a good colleague of mine, an old friend of mine, she passed. I did that post. So the Lyft post did okay. And then the colleague passed. Of course, that, everyone, Instagram knows how to do when people die, right? So of course they got a lot of likes. And then I did the real post, which was the first post in 6 months. It immediately went viral. It went so viral that I now have celebrities, local celebrities in Atlanta, where I live now, have reached out to me, and I have lunches set up. That's how viral it went. But the way that I did it very intentionally. I knew exactly what I was doing, and I want to show you how to do it as well. All right. This episode is actually a continuation from last week's episode about how to make a better brand. I spent a lot of work on that episode, on the content for it. I did watch my tapes, and I was not very happy with the intro. I did a teleprompter, and it wasn't as natural as I'm talking right now. I don't think teleprompters are for me. There's some other things that I didn't really like about that episode. So if you can make it through the intro and just like hang out, everything is very structured. And in that episode, in the description, watch the episode first. I want you to take the guide that I give you for free and use it. It is a masterclass. It is so much a masterclass. I am really disappointed with how few people downloaded it, but I know why, because it's free, and I'm about to not make my stuff free anymore. That'll be probably the last free thing. And if you end up getting it for free, it's only because I haven't gotten to de-freeing, monetizing all that stuff. I'm not doing any more free because I worked so hard on all that stuff. It is a major masterclass, okay? And the rate at which I don't be downloading, I'm charging, okay? Because I'm charging good money. Might even take the video down, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. So actually, I'm going to insert the post that I did right here. I just moved to Atlanta from Los Angeles, and I absolutely love it. I do. But there is one small problem that I had. So according to people who live in Atlanta, when you want to network professionally, every networking event has hookah, a red carpet, a DJ. And if you've ever been to any of my events, I've done hundreds of small events and 9 large conferences. Y'all know I'm all about that information. I am a complete business nerd, and I don't drink, and I darn sure don't smoke hookah. I need to connect with like-minded people like me. I run a $15 million private equity fund. That's not the space where you want to be going to an event where they're doing hookah and all the things, okay? You already know how I do. If it's something that I want, I'm just going to create it. So this is our second week in event series that I call the Gold Table. I actually had this idea for a very long time. I had the name, I had the logo, I had everything for a very long time, but just waited for the right moment to do it. So this is what I call a high performance think tank. This is for people who are serious about business. This is for people who like to be around like-minded people. It runs just like our Better Than Success Real Estate League events run. You come in, we get to the information, we ask questions, and y'all know I make sure that the information is really high quality, digestible, and duplicatable. Get to the information. We have a different speaker every week, and it's just not about real estate. It's about business in general if you're looking to grow your business. And afterwards, we mix and mingle and we hang out till whenever. Whenever it makes sense for us to go home after we make these really, really powerful connections. The only difference is this time there is an application. Now, if you know me really well, and I know you, DM me and I'll give you access. All BTS and Goggles and Money members will get access to the recordings. We'll record all of them. The members will get access to the recordings if you cannot make it to Atlanta. It's here in my office in Atlanta every Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. So come with me real quick. I want to give you a tour of my office, and I'm going to introduce you to my new office family. So first up is my boy Elvin. He does multifamily apartment buildings like me. Then next up is my little sis Zandia. That's been my friend, my actual friend for years. Total coincidence we're in the same office. She's a broker and a developer, and she's actually speaking at tonight's Gold Table. And here's Tresman. He's a mortgage broker. Now, here is my office. Real quick, total coincidence that everyone I showed y'all is in real estate. This office full of tons of different types of people. But my office ain't done yet. I'm going to see y'all tonight. All right. So that is the post that I put on Instagram that went viral. I wondered, write down, just let me know if you can guess what elements made this go viral. I knew exactly what I was doing. It wasn't any type of guesswork. Okay. So the first thing that I did that made this post go viral and get visibility in my business to the right people, because going viral does not mean that you're going to be able to monetize it and you're going to be able to get visibility to the right people. Okay. So the very first thing is I made a strong claim in the very first opening sentence. The strong claim was, I just moved to Atlanta from LA. I like it, but here is what I don't like about it. Now, here's the thing I know about Atlantans or people who have visited Atlanta. They all have a strong opinion about this city, okay? Everyone has very strong opinions about Atlanta. They have strong opinions about Atlanta. They have strong opinions about LA. They have strong opinions about New York. They have strong opinions about Philly. Every place else, it's nice. Those are the places people have strong opinions about. Either you love it or you hate it. Okay, I'm sure I'm leaving out one or two. I'm trying to scan my brain now, thinking of some of, I can't think of any other that people have very strong opinions about. Maybe Chicago, but like, unless you're like in the hood, everyone loves Chicago. Okay, unless you're in the hood or just like hate the cold weather and you go on the wood, everyone loves Chicago. But whatever, you either hate Atlanta or love it. Okay, and so I knew that that strong claim in the opening statement did something what's called opens a curiosity gap. Okay, because everyone has a strong opinion about it. They want to know what you think and why you think it. All right. So that's the very first thing, strong opinion. You have to develop a strong opinion. My strong opinion is, hey, I moved here. I like it, but I don't like this. Now, let me go deeper on the strong opinion. Hold up. Before we go to the strong opinion, let me talk about the other one, the second part, and then we're going to come back to the strong opinion, which really is the connector. The second part is in your business, when you do your brand, this is why I wanted you to do the other video first, you have to create an enemy, whether you explicitly say it or is overt or covert, I should say, not overt, whether it's covert or overt, it doesn't matter. You need to create an enemy. Who is the enemy? For my brand on this video, the enemy is business owners who like to go to networking events where they smoke hookah. I don't care if I offend someone. I just really don't. If I offend you, then stay at your event. You stay at your event and don't come to mine. And I'll stay at mine and I won't go to yours. I promise you. Okay. I don't mind hookah. I don't mind hookah. I don't like hookah, but I don't mind people doing hookah. That's not my thing. It's just that I don't think that hookah in professional events, the type of business that I'm trying to do, should be one and the same. Okay. If I'm going to a networking event. All right. Now, if it's like, hey, business people that just so happen to be hanging out, hey, let's go. We're just, hey, 5 of us, let's do business. Let's go and discuss this contract. Oh, that hookah place is the closest. I don't really like hookah, but like, I'm not going to die there. But like, don't be like, hey, come on out. I'm just not trying to be there. That if you are an event organizer, it's not an event. That's what I'm trying to say. Shouldn't be at a professional event. All right, I'm rambling. Okay. So that is the enemy in this video. Are you a bad person or do I dislike you? No, I don't. But that is the enemy of my brand. You have to throw rocks at something or someone. All right. So if you go to the post on my page, you will see a lot of people in the comments like, thank you. I'm glad somebody said it. I don't like hookah either. So, now we have banded together with something in common. All right. I knew what I was doing. Okay. So now here is the curiosity gap opened up again. So now let me bridge the two of number 1 and number 2. Number 1 is make a claim. And then number 2 is the enemy, right? Create an enemy. Let me bridge the two. The claim is, hey, I like Atlanta. The only thing that I don't like is these enemy events. That is the claim. You have to say this within the first few moments. And if you can't get it all out immediately, you have to create and close a curiosity gap. All right. So I created a curiosity gap. I just moved to Atlanta from LA. Oh, I'm curious. What is her opinion of it? I like it, except now I opened up another curiosity gap. What does she not like about Atlanta? Is it the same thing that I don't like? What is she saying about my city? This is my city. Okay. All right. So that's number one and number two. Make a claim. Number two, create an enemy. All right. And the last thing that I did in the video was I broke a pattern. Everyone on the internet is trying to get you to go to another link or go to another post or go somewhere else on the internet. I am telling you, hey, I am doing an in-person event. This is in person. It's local. I'm breaking a pattern. I'm not telling you, go to this person's page, go vote for me over here, go check out my website. Nope. Come to my event. Then this is a number 4 bonus. This wasn't in the original notes for this episode. Then I showed you a little bit about me. Hey, here are my friends. Here are my new office friends. Zandy is my friend. Zandy is my actual friend. She's been my friend for a long time. I actually had her speak at some of my conferences, my early conferences way, way, way back. Flew her in and everything. I think I flew her in. Pretty sure I did. I don't know. Either way, she flew. She got on a plane. Here are my friends. And then this might be your first, I'm not saying this, but this might be your first time seeing me. Here's a picture of me. And this is my office. This is what I represent. This girly, fun, nerdy, business nerdy thing. Oh, also, did you know that I also threw in there that I manage a $15 million fund? So, hey, this is serious business here. All that was sprinkled out. But the most important thing is the claim and the enemy. These are the things that make things go viral. Now people have strong opinions. Now they're sharing it. It's got so many shares. So if you want more visibility in your brand, do the work from the previous episode and then take it a step further. And we are now going to create an enemy. Who is your anti-brand? I'm going to give you a little bit more depth about the enemy of this brand that I have decided. I did all this work beforehand, okay? The enemy of this brand is someone who wants something for nothing, a get rich quick schemer person. And so the persona of that person, someone who wants to get rich quick, is someone who wants to go to a professional networking event. Because remember, they want to get rich quick. If you're going to distract me with hookah, I don't mind being distracted. So I'm creating a whole entire persona. That may not be true. And if you smoke hookah, I apologize. This is not a personal thing. But the people who come to my events don't smoke hookah at a professional event. People who come to my events, and this is why I put so much work in a lot of these podcasts, to give you a lot of work, for 2 reasons. One, I don't want to get rich quick schemer person as a client, as a customer taking any of my courses. I want to weed you out completely. That is not the environment physically and online that I want to create. I don't remember what the other thing was. This is why sometimes you do need a teleprompter. I don't remember what the other thing was that I wanted to say about enemies, but enemies are important. They really, really are. Do y'all notice, like, sometimes I say jabronis, because we all know jabronis. Another thing I was telling a good friend of mine, another thing that I do to weed out the people who want to get rich quick is I always talk about how I collect books and how I read a lot of books. Get rich quick people don't like to read at all. I mean, there are some get rich slow people, like, you know, some of you don't like to read, but definitely the get rich quickers don't like to read at all. So I want you to feel uncomfortable. I have some really good friends who don't like to read books. They're very successful, but they don't feel uncomfortable. They're like, yo, I don't really like to read, but I do this, I do that for enrichment. And that's perfectly fine for me. But the people who feel uncomfortable about not liking to read, get out of here. I'm going to talk about books all day, every day. Let me give you some tips, some more tips about the opener. According to the book, Get to the Point, I can't remember the author. I know I put all my books in Kindle, just in case I got to read while I'm in bed. Get to the Point by Joe Schwartzberg. It's a really good book that I read. It's relatively short. The book is about how to structure your talk, how to be more clear and concise with your communication. And in the book, he talks about In the very beginning, you need to state what your point is. But here is the kicker. Why? How is that relevant to the viewer? So I'll give you a really bad example. This is the opposite of this. I was looking on someone's page because my post went viral, and all types of people are DMing me and all the things. And I looked at someone's page and they were like, hey, let me tell you about 3 ways that you can help support my business. Buy a product, donate, all these things. And it's like, this is a quick way. Like, I literally looked, they had 1 like. And yeah, you may want people to support your business, but how is that relevant to them? Okay. So in my video, I say, hey, I moved from Atlanta to LA. I moved from LA to Atlanta. These are the things I don't like. How is this relevant to you? I'm creating an event and you may or may not be invited. This may be something for you as well if you are like-minded like me. And so this is why the post went viral, and people, celebrities, DM'd me. Famous Atlantans DM'd me because they're like, oh, I think I'm on this. I'm on the type of time that she on. This is how it's relevant to you. This is what I want you to think about as you get more visibility in your business. When you make content, whether it's a mailer or it's a social media post, it's long form, short form, start off with a claim. Immediately throw stones at the enemy. Stand 10 toes down in who your enemy is. What makes someone not qualify for your business or to do business with you, that also the people who do business with you, they don't like this person either? Design who your enemy is. If you're struggling with this, because some of you are just so nice and you just want to be, oh, so we are the world. You're so nice. Ask ChatGPT to help you. But you will not get a quality response if you don't do the stuff in the other video. Do the stuff in the other video. And I did not it's a Google Doc. I could probably add it to the bottom. The last prompt after that is like, help me throw stones at an enemy. Who should my enemy be? As I'm developing my brand. That's not on that document because we didn't talk about that there. But there's 13 prompts that you want to do to come up with a full marketing plan. And the last thing is develop who is your enemy. If you don't have an enemy, if you don't have a claim that you want to stake, like for instance, I could have made a video that says something like, this is a video idea. I'm developing it right now. I could do like a welcome video right now because I got a lot of new followers. Hey, I'm Nicole. I train entrepreneurs like athletes. Did you know that studies show that athletes earn 15% more in their lifetime than non-athletes? And then maybe I would say something like, it's because of these 3 things that athletes specifically do that most entrepreneurs don't do in their business. Then I will go back and say something about like doubling your income. It's because of these few things that athletes do in their business that could, if you implement them, they could double your income in your business. Enemy. One of the reasons why I discovered this method is because I kept getting clients that wanted something for nothing. They want to get rich quick schemes. And I'm not mad at get rich quick schemes, but that is not me. I'm very passionate about mastery of my brand. If you don't care about mastery, then you can continue to scroll. My son did tell me my necklace was backwards today. And I didn't know what he was talking about. I did not know what he was talking about. Oh, that is so funny. Hours later. Oh, that's hilarious. Anyways, the enemy, get rich quick scheme people who want something for nothing. This is for people who want to master their business. They want to master their craft. They want to master being a business owner. They want to be the best in the world at something. That's who this is for. Oh. I make content for people who want to be the best in the world at something. If you don't want to be the best in the world, you can keep on scrolling. That's going to be a clip. Okay. Do you see? And I bet you. And then if I post like, I can tack it on to like 3 tips. Here are 3 tips that fam. Okay. There you go. Keep it short. Or if it's a long form content, have it be really, really organized. Okay. Now, I wish I could, my long form videos are performing horribly right now. I don't know why. I do know why, because YouTube doesn't know what to do. I had so many real estate videos that I made private because I want to change the algorithm. And so it doesn't know what to do with me right now. So that's part of the issue, but we're going to push through this. Okay. And y'all going to see all my stuff is going to go viral again. Okay. All right. Oh, one other thing that I wanted to talk about in this episode. We're not ending this just yet. One other important thing. I do want to talk about some changes I'm making to the newsletter. Don't go anywhere, because this is something that I want you to implement in your business. So I have a newsletter, Nicole Purvy Classified, where I give you all type of game to grow your business. I promise you, if you do everything in these newsletters over the course of like 3 months, you will probably, I'm going to say, you could probably find 50% more income in your business over the course of 3 months. That is how powerful everything is. I'm going to stop giving it away for free. We'll talk about that another time. But I typically do the newsletter, a really long newsletter on Monday. And I'm not going to do that anymore. I'm going to break it up throughout the week and do what's called micro learning. Why am I going to do micro learning versus giving you this really long newsletter? I'm going to do micro learning because what I want to do is incorporate myself as a habit into your life. Okay. In the book Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg, he talks about that the habit loop. And there's a cue, there's a habit, and then there's a reward. Okay. So let me back up and tell you what prompted this idea. So I'm listening to this podcast interview of this guy who they coined him India's Warren Buffett. He literally studied everything that Warren Buffett did and duplicated it in India, and he's a billionaire. And in this podcast episode, for the first half of the podcast, they literally spent the whole entire time talking about Warren Buffett. And they started talking about some really smart business decisions that he made. One of them was buying See's Candy, and another one was they owned a good percentage of Coca-Cola. And it was another business. I can't remember what it was. But one thing that all these businesses had in common that I was thinking about is they have this habit loop incorporated into it. Okay. They also talked about the price insensitivity that See's Candy purchasers have. Like, he kept raising the price and they still was buying. They didn't even care. Why? Because they're addicted. It's a part of a habit. Candy, there's a cue. You're craving sweetness, something, a very specific taste. Y'all know sugar is very addictive. The habit, buying the candy, the reward, that good feeling that you feel when you get the candy. Okay. Cue, habit, reward. The same with Coca-Cola, the same with Starbucks, the same with anything that has a habit to it. So what do I want to do? I want to get you hooked to the newsletter. Okay. You're going to get a major nugget that will take you anywhere from 5 to 20 minutes to complete. And you're going to have a reward. You're going to get more. Let me tell you what the reward is. This is important. This is how I try to frame all of my content to you. The reward is that you're going to get more clarity about you. That's what life is all about. That's what business is all about. You getting clarity about you. It's not necessarily about making money. The money will come. The money will come. But the more clarity you get about you, the more prosperous you will feel, the more satiated you will feel, because that's what life is all about. Rediscovering who you are. Who are you? Most of you don't know that you don't even know who you are. This is why you do things that you don't understand why you do, because you don't know who you are, and that's okay. And so and I'm not saying that I know myself fully. I got a good understanding of who I am. But I'm just here to pull you along, just for you to get that next little bit of shot of who you are, get more clarity about who you are. Because if you get clarity about who you are, you will have clarity in your business. If you have clarity in your business, the amount of money that you can make is unlimited. Period. Unflippin' limited. Okay. So newsletter will go to daily. If you're not on the newsletter, down below, so that's one change. Within the next 3 months, I'm going to make another major change. So brace yourself. I don't know if you haven't noticed this about me yet. I typically have a huge picture for something and then I make incremental changes. So that's why you see changes all the time. It's building up to something, okay? Don't you worry. You're pretty low face. But right now, you get on this newsletter. I promise you there's going to be something really valuable in it for you every single solitary day, okay? All right, get on the newsletter. If you have not, check out last week's episode. Just make it through the intro. I did the teleprompter thing. I watched my old tapes. I was not happy with it. That's why there's no teleprompter on this episode. Just make it through the intro. I think the intro is not terrible, but it's just different pace than when I get really, really relaxed. And it's very organized. It may seem like I'm talking off the dome, but everything is outlined. I promise you, is one of the best pieces of content that I've ever done. And I am so mad that the views are low. Go watch this video right now and combine it with this and put it all together. I love you all. And remember, train, don't chase.